Greetings, everyone. Rev.Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii. A lot going on. What else is new? But I'm going to let Tina say hello. Hi, Tina.
Hi, Tommy. Hi, everyone. I'm Tina Brad here in Southampton in the UK. I'm E.T. Gary. You can find me on Facebook and you can find me on Twitter and everything else. And I'm here this week with Tommy, who is in Hawaii. And we've been talking and waiting for the 1st of June to come. It's come and gone, and no disclosure, which we'll be kind of talking about. But it's hello over to Tommy to say hello to us.
All right. Let me just finish up what she just said. Now, they were given 180 days by a bill Trump put out there. Well, the 180 days is actually the 26th of this month.
Okay.
Navy came out last week and said they have never dealt with aliens and they have never dealt with UFOs from outside of this world. A lot of stuff they don't know what it is. So they're kind of covering up any idea that it could be outside of the planet where it's coming from. But the other fact is on 2 weeks roughly from now, the government has to release the UFO files. What they're going to say is still up in the air. If it's the same thing the Navy said, it'll be nothing. But we shall see. I'm hoping that something will change and that they might come out and say something. Because here's the thing. I just did a show last night. Anybody can pull it up if they go on YouTube and click on my name. Basically, all the people they're going to be calling liars is a lot of people. From government people, astronauts, all the people that have been abducted, people that actually film ships in UFOs, and all the people that have been abducted. They're going to say they're all crazy. In the 50s, it might have been a couple hundred people, but now it's a couple million people. So are they going to call all those people crazy? It's pretty sad, considering I just shot a video of a UFO 2 nights ago. Really cool coming over. There was a video released last month over Hawaii, an actual ship close that they filmed. So are they going to lie about it? Of course they are. But somewhere along the line, it's going to have to break. Somebody has to be the one that's going to break it. I don't know who that could be. Something I just learned. I know everybody knows who Tricky Dick is. Well, he was Truman's vice president. He just doubled it. All right. Now, basically, he was in term 2 times with Truman. And then he became, Eisenhower, sorry. Then he became president for 2 terms. Guess what? If anybody knows anything about UFOs, he must. It would have been nice to get him to talk about it and say something. I mean, we need the truth out there, and it's time for it to happen. And basically, I don't see anybody coming out. Now, on the other hand, is in the UFO world, half of the people are for certain people, and the other half are fighting the other people, saying that they're liars, they're whistleblowers, they're fake, they're not true, they're clones, they're trolls. I mean, they're calling them all different things. And these are the big name people, the most important people that are out there in the UFO world, recognized as important people coming out with their story. So what I'm going to tell you is, I got a book, How to See a UFO Field Manual. It's free. Just text me and I'll send it to you. You want to see your own UFO and you never did, please, I'll send it to you. I got one email just now. They want my book. It's a PDF file, so it's easy to download. And then just read it. If you follow through what it says, you will see a UFO. All right, in a short period of time. It's not that complicated. And there's many there now.
Sorry, I must say you sound very sick today. You sound very fluey. You're right.
No, I'm very sick. I have no clue what's going on.
You not got COVID, have you?
I hope not. I got sick last night, and then I laid in bed all night. I woke up and even more sick this morning. I feel like I got run over by a Mack truck. So outside of that, my voice is getting cloggy and everything else.
There's a lot of cold and flu about this time of year. I know a lot of people have had that as well.
Well, I think I'll maybe take a hot bath or something later. But no, the world's going on. I'm sure they don't care about me. And they should be caring about what the government's going to come out and say in the United States, because they never came out with the truth about 9/11, and nobody ever forced them to. That's kind of strange. I would think that these people would want to make these people come out and tell the truth and not let go of the idea. A lot of scientists and everybody came out and
So,
nobody followed through.
sorry to interrupt. The only thing I think we've heard here in the UK is that they've started some. There's been a few people that have got together, a few speakers from around the world, and put together a global coalition, just to prepare people for extraterrestrial contact. But they're scientific people and things like that. So fair play to them, good luck, and I hope that turns out for them. But on another note, so I think people are starting to understand in the emergence that are coming up about us. Like I said, there's too much pinned on this. The Pentagon's going to release files, and the Pentagon's going to do this, and they're going to have all this stuff on the 1st of June. And I did say people are going to be really disappointed. So I think I'm quite justified with the. I think I've got the nail on the head there. But the other thing is of interest was that the Pentagon actually did release something on the 1st or the 5th of June, I want to say, a little statement saying that they can't rule out extraterrestrial life. They can't rule it in, but they can't exclude it as well. So they're saying it's 50-50 at the moment. You either got to make your mind up. But alien life is on the table. They're not taking it off the table because they can't rule it out. So that's either a way of saying before aliens wouldn't even have been on the table, and aliens wouldn't even be accepted as a part of a response, or let alone in a report released by the Pentagon, wrote for the American public. So that is credence. That is a step forward, because not only have they said aliens really exist, but it's a possibility because they can't rule it out. Before they would never have said no, you're mad, we're ruling it out. Now they're saying it's on the table. They're not taking it off the table, but they can't rule it out. But NASA has made an interesting statement. There was a NASA, this caught my eyes, only a little few lines. On the 5th of June on the internet, NASA made an announcement about 2 missions to Venus. They said that they're sending up to study the point of possible life. Now, they wouldn't just blindly send 2 probes, or the probes are actually being called. They've been tested this week. I believe they're sometime later this decade is all they've said, that they believe they found life on Venus, whether that be bacterial, microbial, whatever. They've not said what type of life, if they are saying that there is life there. But they're actually going to. So I'll just let Tommy get that for a second. So they're actually not going to rule it out, but they're spending hundreds of billions of dollars to actually send 2 probes to the Venus later this decade, called Da Vinci and Vitaris, is it? There's going to be 2 probes go to search for life. So they've actually found, or they think they found life, and they want to confirm it by sending these probes up. So we are making, in technical terms, that is life from another planet, alien life on another planet. So there you go. But apart from that, like I said, loads of people will be disappointed. Loads of the people are trying to now discredit Luis Elizondo. Sorry if I get your name wrong. For whatever reason, but they shouldn't be. He's a man in the know. He's a man that worked there many years. He knew his job. He was paid to do that job. And for someone to speak out, a man of his stature, to try and discredit a man like that, it looks very bad for people in that field and the people he worked for. Tommy.
You got Richard Dolan, one of the biggest speakers out there in the UFO world, attacking him. He's also attacking a couple other people in the UFO world. Like they're all putting out fake information and things like that. Now, it's bad when people in their own field have to attack each other. We're trying to get the truth out, the littlest or the most we can. And when you attack the other people in that field, I mean, if they're lying and you could prove it, yeah, but these people have no truth, no proof. And first off, you're going to prove somebody's a liar, you should have proof there, because they could sue you and everything else anyway, which Lewis is already going to court.
So what, and another thing that makes me really interested when it comes to ufology, UFO and claims and things like that, who are people? Because public figures and people in intelligence agencies don't come out and discredit people. They come out, look at the case, and they If they thought you was mad, they'd lock you up. If they thought you were lying, they'd give you a cease and desist or stop order. But they didn't rule it out. So what makes general people or people in that field, in the ethology field or in the intelligence field, to discredit someone without any information, or to call you a liar, or to give you grief, or to criticize you in any way? What is their credentials against yours in that field? Have this person been abducted? Has this person worked in that field? Who are these people to criticize and condone these people in that place? It's like you going to a hard paid job, and you're doing the best you can with your ability, with what you have. It's the same when people are abducted, they're doing the best of their ability with the knowledge they have. Who are these people to criticize people, anyone who in their work, or anyone in their field, or anyone who's been abducted? If you're truly an abductee, and this has generally happened to you, then I feel awfully sorry for you and your family and what's ever happened to you. But nobody, apart from, I believe, another abductee, is qualified to even question. If people want to ask questions, I'm more than willing to ask, but to judge you, no.
Well, they're even picking on Nick Pope, saying he was paid to put out false information.
But apparently Nick Pope originally claimed when he first came out he was an abductee, didn't he? Or have I got that wrong? If I got it wrong, I apologise. But I believe I read somewhere that Nick Pope did say he was an abductee, but then he worked for MI16, and that story kind of got sunk. But I have actually met Nick Pope, so I thought it kind of seemed quite genuine. Or
well, a person like Whitney Schreiber says he was raped by aliens when he was younger. I don't believe much of what he says because of certain things he does say. The problem is aliens, based on what Tina knows, by what I know, have not done anything positive for this world in any level. I don't see them coming out and helping us in any level either. So when they say, oh, they're all good. Now, there's a movie that came out. I watched it. I didn't want to, but I said, well, let me see if I ever debate her what to say. And she put a movie out called Among Us, and it's basically Gods Among Us. Came out last year. Okay, it's Caroline Corey. Right, she's pretty famous. She's in a lot of UFO specials as well as everybody else is. But she claims a lot of things. She makes this whole thing about abduction look good, make it sound right. Implanting children, making it sound right. These children are out there and it's good. No, none of it's good. None of it's right. And this whole movie goes on to make it look like it's a good thing. So, is that brainwashing? It's brainwashing at a certain level, but who is she trying to brainwash and why? Why would she want to tell the world that abduction is good?
It just goes to show you the mental attitude of human beings. When you see a Save the Wildlife advertisement on television here in the UK, you've got people holding bears in a foreign country in cages, ripping cubs away from them. There's moral outrage around the world. They're asking for money to help for these bears, care for these bears, rehabilitate these bears, and passing laws to protect them. Who is doing that for human beings? By the way, I stand by all that as well. I believe we shouldn't be harming other animals on this planet. I work at a zoo, and I'm completely behind that. But this is just to advocate. Human beings are so fickle. They can see this for animals. Human beings are animals. Who is advocating this for us?
Well, the problem is we don't respect anything, any kind of life, really. And it's time that we do. I mean, before it's all gone. I mean, most people don't realize
this is our own lives. We're on the cutting edge of a cusp of either humanity going downhill, or we're all becoming, give ourselves over, become slaves all again, the whole planet, to other beings or other sentient beings. Just because they're more advanced than us doesn't make them more intelligent than us. They're a different intelligence. They don't feel. They may feel things, but it's not. They don't understand our behaviour or our feelings. Yeah, I give you that. But just because they may have 2 feet and 6 fingers or 2 toes, whatever, doesn't make them like us.
Well, Mr. Gates has an idea of buying all the land in the United States taking away the farms, and forcing state food on everybody. I don't know how many people are going to go along with that, uh, if they want to or not.
But
All the cattle
they
that we
shouldn't
are.
be discouraged. Farming or natural farming has been going on for millions of years, hundreds of thousands of years. And you got hedgerows that support like shrews and butterflies and natural flowers, and you shouldn't mess about with nature. You shouldn't mess about with nature. But I don't. I'm not here to discuss nature. In a form, actually, tell a lie that I am. I mean, what law is allowing other beings? Yes, there may be sentient beings to come into our realm. I mean, there's even laws against, killing whales, dolphins, tuna, and fish like that. But there's supposed to be laws and conventions protecting human beings from one another. What is in place? My argument is what is in place protecting us from these other intelligent life forms, these other beings.
Well, obviously, there's nothing in place. I will say this: we did have two major wars with alien races. It was never brought out publicly. I don't know if they're ever going to bring it out publicly. But during those wars, we had a war with not a small ship, not the mothership, and we went on their ship. All right, with Tesla's inventions, and we stopped the war from happening. But that was until the mothership comes here, which it will be here. Now, three people that I know over the past month and a half all saw a mothership here over Hawaii. If that's not scary,
It's interesting you say that because you've had volcanic eruptions as well, haven't you, last couple of weeks? So they said UFOs are always seen around a tectonic plate movement.
well,
That's
my
interesting.
friend, when I came here, he was showing me videos he shot of ships going in and out of the volcano. All right, the volcano really stopped. It's popping up a little here and there. Nothing disastrous happening yet. It could go off any day. I mean, that's where it is at. But right now, I mean, there's all underground tunnels through Hawaii, and that's where the lava usually goes through.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
who knows where these tunnels are, where they're going, and things like that.
Little chambers, aren't they? Little lava chambers and things like that. Where do you stand and tell me you're going to be safe if there's an eruption?
You know, you're not safe anywhere in Hawaii if there's an eruption. Uh,
Can you and
we
your
have,
and your partner get out in time if you're warned?
where do we go? Geothermal plant is pretty close to where I live. And we were going to have a tsunami a couple years ago. They had to release the gas out of there or it would have
Yeah.
exploded. So when they released the gas, they killed 4 people and they put 120 people in the hospital around that area. I was living in that area. I was sick, but I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything. But, when we talk about what they're doing, we're doing enough damage to the planet. We don't need help from anybody else.
But we also don't know. It's like I saw something the other day, and they don't realise the damage to our planet. They're talking about space junk and us. Every time we leave the atmosphere, are we damaging our planet? Obviously, you're taking bacteria from inside the planet outside the planet. So we're physically damaging our planet going in and out of the atmosphere. There's got to be no two. I'm not a scientist, and I could work that out. So it's like piercing our bubble each time we go in and out. Surely that is damaging our bubble. On the other hand of that, if beings are coming here, just say from another dimension, okay, they're punching a hole through time and space, or not through time and space. What do you call it? It would be called dimensional topography. So beings that would come and leave a signature, punch their way from their world into our time, as we understand linear time and place, into our world. Now, for them to trace that back, to go back to where they came from at a certain point in time, or wherever, how they measure their time, it's not. See, I think the human beings go wrong. We measure everything in our linear time or our point in time. They obviously work the topography out. They obviously work this out, the mapping of it out differently to us. So they obviously have different units of measurement. But whatever they're using to pierce their way into this world, surely that is doing much more damage. We do not know the damage they're doing by coming here, taking us, and leaving. So if all these nuclear scientists and physicists and and all these people that like big numbers and quantum physics and that. If these people are coming here, if that should be the next big thing really on your list, if they come in here and they have is it quantum topography? I don't know. I have no idea what you're going to get into next. But if they're punching a hole in from another reality or another time and place from or the same point from a different dimension, surely that is damaging us here and now in this time. So if you've got a giant bubble and you keep poking it, it's either going to explode or it's going to be like a tire. It's going to go down, or you're going to lose something in that. You're weakening that structure or that fabric of the time and space we're living in. Surely that has a detrimental effect. And with that, you don't know if they're bringing in radiation. You don't know if they're bringing in elements that we cannot detect that are harming our planet. They keep saying global warming. The earth is, in my view, is like a washing machine, like a cycle, and it goes round. Once Britain was a tropical island, it's not that anymore. So it was also covered in trees. It's also not that anymore. So it's either a natural cycle or the earth, or these beings, or what have you, are coming here and changing our climate. Are they aware? Do they know what they're doing? If they're punching holes from another dimension or another point in time, or at the same time from a different angle, coming here or using wormholes, whatever they're doing, it's impacting our time and space at that juncture. Then they're bringing in stuff with them. Are they bringing bacteria with them? They're bringing enzymes with them. Are they leaving enzymes behind or bacteria? Are they leaving signals or radiation or something that we can't detect going back, like a slither, a stream going back, or a map? If they're doing that, and they are leaving trails like that, and it can be detected in magnetic frequencies or anything like that, surely that should be being looked at, because that is damage to our planet being caused by another species, an invasive species, because they're not here by our scientists' rule, because scientists don't believe them, can't see them, have no recordable data or reusable data or repeatable data. So how do you stop mapping things like that? These are things, no matter what, taxing human beings on getting for an airplane. We know we work with Stone Age material here, we but they're taxing us to death, and people are coming in, or beings are coming here, taking human beings for resources, damaging our planet. We don't know what damage is. If they are truly dimensional beings and they're coming here, what damage are they doing us? Is that a question even being asked? So if you're top-notch scientists out there, are you being asked that question? If not, why not? And are you looking into it? Tommy, I could rant for a little while about things like that. No one's protecting our planet. They just want to tax everybody on it. What's the point in taxing us when beings coming from another planet don't even pay tax? Tommy?
Well, it's time that people have to admit to themselves that we could be in trouble. The government's not going to admit it. Like you said, they're not going to protect you either. They have no way to protect the people from being abducted. And I guess they know that, and they don't want to tell the world that either. But I'll repeat this again for people that just tuned in for the first time, maybe, about Mr. Putin. Putin confronted, not physically, he was on Russian TV when he confronted Trump. It was 3 or 4 months before he was elected. And he said, I want Trump to release the truth about UFOs and aliens, and I want him to release the truth about 9/11. At that point, he said they're dealing with 27 alien races, and 2 of them want to destroy the planet. The fact that 2 of them want to destroy the planet means there's a war going on, if you understand that at all. And we actually merged with Russia when we attacked 2 ships in space when there's a war.
There was something in the TV today or yesterday, or it might have been on the internet news, saying that Russia may be taking their part of the space station away. Is that right?
Who knows what they're going to do? There's a battle going on. We'll see what happens when Mr. Putin meets Biden next week.
Oh, the next week.
I'm hoping that I'm telling people to call the White House, ask Biden to talk to Mr. Putin about UFOs. I think it would be very important that they publicly release that statement, whatever Putin says, because he already came out and said it. So I don't think
they're trying to get a treaty together to treat space like Antarctica, like no one can claim it for themselves, and it should be protected. That's okay. They can't even protect the planet they're living on, but
the problem is you make bills and everything else. Nothing ever helped the Native people. I mean, whatever we do to tell people we're going to help them, not we, the government, usually doesn't. They got FEMA camps around the United States for a reason. And I think people need to look and try to figure out what that would be for. Do you have FEMA camps where you are? No.
We don't have FEMA here in the UK. We have either the British Army or the Red Cross.
You don't have a secret government army? Not that you know of.
Oh, they tell you they have we have an MI15, MI6 or something like that. Yeah, Scotland Yard.
Well, Jersey, they have MJ12, and they're responsible for all the UFO information. All right, they're the ones that take people out, do whatever they need to do to make sure that it stays quiet. I don't know how it's going to stay quiet. We're going to have 50 million people talking next week or the week after, but what they're going to be able to do is a different story. I'm hoping that people really decide to challenge the government and let us see the truth, let us know the truth, at least some of it, just so that we can say, well, aliens are real rather than they're not. They might be real. The government knows they're real beyond a shadow of a doubt. So they need to confront that and give that over to the people of the United States, at least, to let them know that it's real. Not that it was a fake game. All these programs they set up, all of them were fake because there was no aliens involved with it. People, I mean, I don't know how much truth you want, but I think you should want a little at least, not nothing. When you do
John,
it, nothing.
one of our guys in our chat room, John, was saying about Fukushima and the Daiichi plant there. I mean, radiation, yes, but Fukushima, the UFOs were seen there. Fukushima was part of a natural, disaster. It was a tsunami, wasn't it? A shelf broke or something. But from my understanding, yes, there was radiation leak and a lot of environmental damage was accidentally done. Now, if human beings had alien friends, why haven't we got clean air recycling plants? Why do we still need to rely on nuclear fusion? Why are we making half the planet radioactive? And yet there were UFOs being seen in the area. Did they save us? We don't know. Some people say it looked like they did. But are they taxing all the people in the world? It was a global outcry at the time. People came to the rescue. So many, it's damaged their people, their lives, the sea, the fish, whatever. But what about, there's a huge outcry, but nobody's putting outcries out about alien beings coming here. Before we know, it was an alien being because at the core of the earth. Tommy.
We have to come to a conclusion right now that the government's not going to tell us anything. And I'd be totally amazed if they told us anything. Are people going to follow through and demand information? We need to. I mean, I've been in this all my life. It's not like a new thing to me. Some of these UFO people are in it 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, new to it. They have no clue what went down over the past. In the olden days, beginning of the UFO world and groups of people, there was a lot of people being killed, kidnapped, and missing. You don't hear much about that recently, but I could tell you my best friend was killed 2 years ago. Another friend of mine was killed about 3 years ago. A good friend, which I'm telling people right now, if you can help him, he's dying. He's back in jail. They arrested him with no charges at all. They have no proof of anything they ever got against him. They had 150 cases, which none of them were provable. So he was put in jail for 4 years, got cancer, he's dying from his throat down to his lung. And they let him out. He did a show with Carrie Cassidy, and they arrested him the next day after that. His wife said they're going to probably try to kill him now, which I believe they will, because he knows too much and he's going to release too much. He's one of the few people that was friends with the 4-star general. All right, he was friends with all the high people in government. It's not like he made a lot of the things he said they set up, because I was with him. I sat down at dinner with the head of CIA and the head of FBI. and we had this llama with us, me and Sean, and it looked like a Halloween party. But they were talking about what they were going to do to money and everything many years ago. I'm talking 22 years ago. So guess what? That's a long time to go by. And now this whole thing about the money, fake money, and all these other programs coming out, who's going to be right, who's going to be worth money in the future. Just got into something with the person that I know around the corner saying that gold could be made. I said, it can't be made cheap. He goes, oh, yes, it can. I said, no, it can't. If it can be, they would be making it right now
The way
cheaper.
we're going on with this pandemic, there's not going to be people in the world. You know, we've got rains, disasters, floods, disease. It's like biblical times, people. I mean, and they're worried about, I have no idea what they're worried about. They're certainly not
Well,
worried about the everyday person on this planet.
believe it right now, the virus has not taken out more people than any other major disease that we had.
Yeah.
And they're making it seem like it's the biggest, horrible, most dangerous thing ever, which it's not. And second of all, we can go into all the lies about it, all the twisted things. My partner just got the shot. I told her not to, but she did. You got the shot, right?
I've had 2 doses now.
You got the 2. She's got to go back for hers in a couple of weeks or whatever. If you listen to certain people, like the ex-vice president of Fiber, what is it, Fever? No.
FEMA.
No, the chemical company, Pfizer.
Oh, Pfizer, yeah. I had AstraZeneca. Sasha's on.
Greetings, Sasha. You got the link. When he came out about 3 weeks ago saying anybody that gets the shot will die within 2 years. All right. He said a lot of people will die. 8% will die within the first 8 days. So, well, let's see if those numbers manifest. If they do, we're in serious trouble. But I mean, for a person like that to come out and say that, why would he say it?
Well, I don't know, but here in the UK, they're going to give 11 to 17-year-olds Pfizer vaccine. I think they're just waiting for it to be approved for that age group, and they'll be doing that shortly.
Well, most alien races thrive on radiation, just so you know, people. They need the planet super high in radiation to live here.
Don't say that to me. I haven't got my Geiger counter out yet. I might get it out in a minute, Nation. I worry every week, you know.
You know, Tina turns into radiation somehow.
But don't worry, that frightens me. Let me get my Geiger counter. Hi, Sasha. How are you?
Hey, pretty good. How's everyone doing?
Greetings,
we're doing great.
Sasha.
Do you have any information for us this week, or do you have any questions, or do you have any answers for us?
Not in regard to that, but I can say I'm too surprised on what happened on the first, which was literally nothing.
Yeah, I said that. We all had little bets what was going to happen. I did say nothing, didn't I?
We created the first. The real date was the 26th. All right, they got about a week and a half to come up with whatever they're going to come out and say. Mm-hmm. The Navy came out on the first and said that they had no clue. But the Navy came out 6 months ago, asking people to send them all their UFO information. And they said, if you have a sighting, and they asked, whatever the reason, they said, send it to us. So I think they just wanted to see how many people really are
taking the vaccine.
Really
sorry,
involved.
I'm just answering a guest, Toppy. Is it Toppy Games? Okay. Why did I have the vaccine? Well, I didn't want to have the vaccine, to be honest with you. To be totally truthful, my whole family. So my mum, everyone that lived with my mum got COVID-2. My mum got SARS-2, COVID pneumonia. Being at home, she never went out. She isolated for like 8-10 months. And she lived in the house with my brother and his family and some other people in the house. And everyone in the house contracted COVID. I didn't contract it. I was there at Christmas time. I didn't. The day before, apparently they contracted it all. I didn't contract it, and my partner didn't contract COVID. But we do work in high-risk areas. My partner certainly works in 2 very high-risk areas concerning that. And everyone in my mum's house came down with COVID-19. My mum had this severe SARS-2, had COVID pneumonia, and was taken into intensive care. So when she came out, she couldn't have it straight away. She had it a few weeks after she came out of hospital. And she was so worried that I was going to contract it, and because I hadn't had it at all, that she asked me to get the jab. And for my mum, I got the jab. All my other family members have already been fully vaccinated that are old enough to have it, and my partner as well. And I was a bit concerned because everyone around us seemed to have COVID, and other people in other areas very, very close to us have had COVID, and we've not contracted it. So I did feel kind of obliged to my mum, and so I had the vaccine. I had nothing really to lose. Yeah, the jab, the COVID. I had the Oxford AstraZeneca jab. I had it twice. My partner, and I think my mum had the Pfizer. My mum had the Pfizer, both the Pfizer jabs, and a few other members of my family's. I had the Pfizer and AstraZeneca. But the first time I had the jab, it didn't hurt my arm, but my partner's arm still hurts to this day. And then I didn't feel too well for a few hours afterwards, I must admit that. The next day I thought I was going to die. I couldn't get out of bed. I was terrible, sweating, terrible pain all over my body. Felt sick, and I had a few paracetamol when I could manage to drink. And literally I spent the day in bed, and that's not like me. If you know me, day in bed is like once every 20 or 30 years, I think. So I was really ill, and then by the next day I had taken paracetamol, just paracetamol regularly, and it went. By the day after that, good as gold, was like nothing had ever happened. Didn't have any kind of problems. My partner, obviously, and a lot of other females have said that, but my partner being male, felt cruddy. He did not have what I had. He just felt drained, and he had more fatigue and arm pain. And that was it. I had the second jab a couple of 2 weeks ago now, 2 weeks ago. And he had the vaccine. And again, he said it hurt. The second time I had the vaccine, my arm hurts like hell. Hasn't really stopped hurting. And all my bones felt really, really more. For some reason, I felt fatigued. And my bones hurt. I felt so tired. I just kept falling asleep for a day or two. I'm still a bit tired now, and my bones are gradually not feeling as painful. They do feel painful, but not as painful as it did when I first had it. But my partner, again, his other arm is still hurting. So he had the vaccine in different arms, so his both arms now hurt. But he's a lot better. He's had no other symptoms like me. So that's why I went for the AstraZeneca. So yeah. We still do have to wear masks here in the UK. We're still under COVID-19 restrictions. We still have to wear masks when we shop. And we're still social distancing here in the UK. But we do have the Indian variant, and there's another variant. And we have the Kent variant, which I believe came from France. I think someone came from France. They keep saying, it's the Kent variant, it's the UK variant. Well, we actually got it because someone came from another country with it. We are an island, so if people don't know anything about geography, the UK is an island, so it was obviously brought here to us. It didn't originate in the UK. So yeah, so we do have a few variants here. So whether they lift the rest of social distancing, but yeah, you do have to wear masks, and PTE is still here in the UK, and they're restricting travel again as well. So I'm just going to read that other little notice. Tom, is there anything you want to say?
Well, they're talking about 70% here. Once it reaches that, they're going to take all the restrictions down. We were at about a 53%, and they expected to get the rest of them soon. They are programming us the best they can to get us to go out there and get the shot. I said, well, I mean, if they offer $1,000, a lot of people here would go and get it that wouldn't get it normally. But outside of that, this whole thing, I mean, you need to pull the facts up. There's multiple facts proving what kind of a fraud it is and what's going on around it.
So I was just going to answer Brandy's question in the chat room there. Sorry, Tommy, for cutting you off again. So why would I get a shot is because I've seen how many people that are dying, but here in the UK, so before people up here were dying, since people have been vaccinated, people down here, so it's a huge drop, and it's the variants and that, yes, they are spreading, and you can still die having 2 jabs, but I didn't do it for me. I did it for my family. I'd rather not put my family at risk by. There's still a chance of me contracting it and getting it, but I don't want to give it to my family accidentally. I do love my family a lot, and there's a bit more behind that I can't really speak about. It's not my place to say things about my family and people's house.
They're already coming out with numbers of people that are getting the virus.
Yeah,
the
but I
vaccine.
did it to protect my family, and I don't have any biological living children. Being abductee, I don't. But I did it to protect my family. I would hate to think that I would hate to accidentally kill a member of my family. I work at a place where normally I meet 4,500 people every day. At the moment, their numbers are limited, so so I'm meeting 2,500 people on average every day. So and I wear a mask, and because people are exempt or they work in or outdoors, they don't have to. If they come into close proximity to me, then they're supposed to wear a mask. But not everybody works in an environment where they meet 2,500 people every day. So I meet 2,500 people's different bubbles in one place every day. It's like a hub of potential disease, and people will come very close to me. So I do meet all those people every day. It's not as if I worked in a little shop, or I'm not, disputing shop work or anything like that. They probably see a few hundred people a day. I see a few thousand people a day. So every day. So every day I'm at work, I see a few thousand people that come up, and they're very close to me. So I don't want to transmit it and give it to anybody, and I certainly don't want to take it home. If there's a vaccine, which I took to help prevent this, then I'll gladly do it for my family. So I hope that answers your question. But thank you, Tommy.
Well, again, I'm not going to get it. And they're not going to be able to make me get it. They're going to try. I think they're going to try to be pushing everybody to get it real soon. But it's going to be the honor system, so people could say they don't want to wear the mask because they got the shot. But they're not going to make them carry an ID card or anything that'll prove
in the UK, you still have to wear the mask, even if you've had the shot in the UK.
Well, Hawaii has their own set. They want to become the first to get off of gasoline. That's their main goal. They want to be the country to show the world.
Shasta? Sorry, Tommy. Did you say something, Shasta?
I just had a question. If people are getting vaccinated over there where you are, why are masks still required?
Because here in the UK, we're still under lockdown measures. So we've been in lockdown over a year and a half, something like that. So under law here in Britain, since we started the first lockdown, I think this is the second or third lockdown we've had. And this should be we've been told this is our last lockdown, and it's going to take longer to come out of lockdown. So there's like 3 or 5 steps to our lockdown. I believe there's so many. We're now at stage 4, I think, going into our last stage 5. But before that's due to be announced on the 21st of this month, I believe. I haven't looked at news for a few days, so I'm out on dates. So I do apologise. But what it is the first step was, once deaths come down, if the death toll stays down, then all restrictions will be lifted. Whether they're going to keep social distancing or the masks like China does, that's why China keeps the masks out. I don't know. Again, I haven't looked at the news, but. And then they opened up non-essential shops. Everything that were closed before has now opened. Restaurants were allowed takeaways only, but now you can sit in, but with social distancing. And we still have to take your contact details if you sit in more than 15 minutes. So the UK still has all these countermeasures in place until the 21st of June, I believe. I want to say they're going to make an announcement about the 11th to whether they're going to release the measures on the 21st of June. So the 21st of June here in the UK, we're still under lockdown. We can go to certain countries, and we can go to Wales and Scotland, which is something travel was prohibited before. So and you get a fine if you were out in public and things like that. So it's gradually. Sorry.
Do you know what percentage of your population has already been vaccinated?
Oh, I think it's on the news nightly. Last count, it was either 25 or 33 million. But But that was days ago, so it could be. I have no idea now.
No, I'm just puzzled. If the vaccine, if what they say about the vaccine and it works, I'm just scratching my head as to why they're still forcing masks.
Well, it's working because what it is even though. So we have in the UK, you have your first jab and you have to wait 12 weeks, or you have to have your second jab within the 12-week period. So within that 12 weeks, you have your jab here, and your immune system attacks it straight away, and it takes about 12 weeks to go down, 11, 12 weeks. You have your second jab to send your immune system back up. You're not fully covered then for another 12. So people think, oh, you're covered straight away because you've had 2. I think it's like 3 months after your second jab that you become like 98% immune. So you still have to wear masks for like at least 3 months after you've been vaccinated. So whether they continue that, and that's not to stop you getting it. That's if you have it, that's stop you from giving it to other people. There you go.
Okay, interesting.
Tommy, you right there? Tommy, you all right? He's not been very well. Tommy, Mr. Hawksblood. I think he's gone to sleep. Tommy, he has been very ill. Tommy, are you okay, sweetheart?
Tommy, you're with us?
I've been a bit worried about his breathing's been a bit. He's been very sick. I said to him, have you got COVID? He's like, well, we'll give him another minute. He normally not micro naps.
Okay.
He might make up in a minute. To answer another question, sorry. Can UFOs, sorry, I've got to just read up quickly on people on the chat.
Are UFOs able to time travel?
So, well, that's a very good question, John. So before I read any further, in my opinion, I think they do, but not in the way they think human beings time travel. I think people look at humanity. We can only look at humanity through human beings' eyes and our ideas. You have to look outside the bigger box. When I was taken aboard this ship, all I can say is they got me to look at this screen, and it was like a rows of like images, like film or TV screens, but it wasn't. And I focused on the top one. For some reason, I had to focus on the top one. As I focused on the top one, I zoomed in, and it's like people are on about telepathy and things like that. It seems like the best way I can describe it now, my understanding, and I'm not like I'm a technically challenged person. Tommy, you're right. Hello, sweetheart. You okay? You okay?
I'm hanging in there, but I feel so sick. Oh man.
Well, we nearly finished the show. We wrapped the show up. Yes. So they took me into this.
Let's check your radiation level.
Yeah, we do that. I'm just going to finish answering this question. They took me into this bubble and put me in the picture. And in this picture is like their stream. It goes forwards and backwards. But it took me back to a different point in time in their past. So yes, aliens can time travel. Next question. If more than people died 2020 and 2021, I have no idea. Tom's asleep. Geezer, wake up. Right. Okay, Tommy, put your Geiger count on because I'm seriously worried about you. I'm just going to explain to people each week now, me and Tommy, I was feeling ill, and Tommy said, Tina, get a Geiger counter. So I got a Geiger counter. This is it. I bought it on Amazon. I think it was like under £20. Like, there it is there. That's what I got. You can buy it on Amazon. Tommy has bought the identical one in Hawaii. Now, as you see, just going to turn it on there. Right, the top one here is volts per meter. That picks up electrical magnetism. And the bottom one is micro Teslas. That little sign there means micro Tesla is radiation. When it flashes or beep, it's because it picks up a high field. Normally, it would go off being near a TV, but I have a smart TV screen, a smart computer screen, and it doesn't emit any type of radiation, as you can see, and it doesn't emit electrical magnetic field. Tommy's does. Tommy, do you want to hold it up to you?
Yeah, I'm not radioactive.
So today, it doesn't do it all the time, but 90% of the time, it is flashy. So Tommy's volts per meter, is 44, and that's because he's holding it close to his screen. I'm holding mine up.
Tommy, you don't have a radiation problem, Tommy. You have an EMF problem.
Yeah,
Well, no,
electrical magnetic
that's
field.
not me though. It's my computer. I
It's a
mean,
computer.
Well,
Right.
right.
she's
So
radiating
we're going to
radiation.
get this to go, Sasha. Do you think it's going to go or not?
I mean, according the track record, yes.
Right. We start with this side. So absolutely. Oh, look there at the bottom. Did you see? Can you see it moving? It's on 0.01.
Yes, you get.
So we're going to go a bit higher. Oh, nothing. That's my big one neck. Hold on.
Of course, as soon as I said yes,
Oh, it said 1 or 2 there, didn't it? Let's go back to where it said 1 or 2. Right, let me try the other side. Oh, there you go. Oh, do you see that? Hold on. Can you see it going up and down?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. It's not a beeping. It's not huge amounts this week. It's like residual.
So it's under the danger zone.
Yeah. So it's fluctuating slightly, guys. So see that is 7, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's 11 now. I mean, 7. Let me just check the rest of my head. So it's not 6 there. So normally this beeps like metal. You shouldn't get any reading whatsoever, people. So the bottom one should not be moving. That's normally it beeps. It says 1 point something, and the field of magnetic field goes mental. But today, I am maximum of 7.
Well, she's a little radioactive today, which is not good.
It's not good at any time. But at least I'm not beeping this week. Oh, look, 4 there. 2. See it there? 15. Oh dear. Top of my head. See it?
Yep. I'm sorry. I just
10. Right, we're going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Tommy is really sick.
well, say everybody, tell them about your books.
Brandy, please come back on. We'll talk more about my abduction and my bloodline. Yes, well, yeah, it could be. I'm O rhesus negative, if that helps. And I only found that out because I had to have an emergency operation. So Tommy's gone. And I do apologise. Tommy has been very, very ill. People, if you didn't know that. Right, I do write books, not many, and they're not alien books. So just a bit of bored time. I must have an operation. Yes, my book. I've got one there. There it is there. T.A. Bird, The Guardians of Light and the Brotherhood of the Night. There it is there, guys. That's the IBSN number. You can find this on Amazon, Amazon Kindle, and download, and you can get this book by it. This one here, so that's the Brotherhood of the Night. This is a short story, erotica tale, cast as romance. It's the checkpoint. That's me, T.A. Bird. Lovely picture of me on the back. There's my IBSN number. Now, this you can get for free on you can buy it on Amazon, you can get it on download, and you can get it on Kindle Limited. If you're on Kindle Unlimited, you can get this free on Kindle Unlimited, guys, so you don't even have to pay for it. Free on Kindle Unlimited. You can buy it on Kindle, you can get it on download, and you can buy it in paperback as well as on download. That's me. I'm Tina Brown here in the UK. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter or anything like that. We will be here next week, and please, guys, Brandy, I do apologise, and Toppy and John again. Please come back on the show, Sasha as well next week. We'll see you all then. Tommy, please get better. Please let me know how you are.
Hopefully, I'll feel better. I mean, I did a show last night. I don't know how I made that one, but
you need to rest. Plenty of fluid and rest. And we will see you. Everybody, please send prayers for Tommy, please. And we'll wish you the best, Tommy. I'll see you next week. Please get better.
Thank you, Tina.
Right, Tina,
thank you.
See you later. Bye. Thank you, guys,
Bye-bye.
for coming on to the show. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sasha. It's always a pleasure to see you, hear you.
Yes, thank you for
Any
having me.
information, come out, send it to me right away. There's a lot going on, this UFO world. There's so much going on here. I filmed a really cool UFO 2 days ago. 3 other people saw it, so I didn't make it up, and I do have it on I didn't download it from my camera yet. But there's a lot of UFOs being sighted. A big ship was sighted last month, and they only put it out now in Hawaii, saying lots of people saw it. I'm going to try to get the link and stick it up next time, but enjoy your day, enjoy your night. Hope you feel better. Hope you don't feel like I do. I don't even know what I got, what entails, what it's relating to yet. I got so many symptoms. It's like everything's bothering me. But till next week, people, peace, love, compassion, whatever you need in your life. Hope you get it. Thank you, Sasha. Till next time.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.